Hi everybody. I wanted to share this clip with you to further illustrate the idea that umpires can get talked into calling a runner out for leaving early. I think it's normal. It doesn't make any of these umpires bad umpires. It's just human nature to get caught up in emotional events, and sometimes the tone of others cause self-doubt in ourselves when we make our decisions. So in this play, uh, we have what appears to be either a game-winning or a game-tying sacrifice fly to the center fielder. A runner on third base, and there's less than 2 outs. So I'm going to roll the clip, and then I'm going to talk about how emotion can cause us to second guess ourselves. Let's take a look. So again, we've got the fly ball. Looks like bases are loaded. Coach is lining up R3. R2 you can see is standing on second base. There's going to be a play. R3 is booking it. Very clearly safe without much of a play at the plate. The dugout empties. Again, very likely it's a game-winning play. They throw it over. Coach comes out of the dugout. Let's back it up here. Coach comes out of the first base dugout. Very likely this is a very emotional appeal to the home plate umpire. You can see the assistant, or what's probably the assistant on the right-hand side of the screen, also probably making a very emotional plea to appeal that R3 left early from third base. Again, these are tense situations. They're very emotional, and it's very likely that they're believing exactly what it is they're seeing here, or what they think they see. All right, so this is a 3-umpire crew. Coach is still pointing over there. Catcher throws to the pitcher. Pitcher throws to the third baseman. Third base umpire calls him out. And seemingly, again, without knowing all of the situation here, it's maybe appearing as though the game continues. Maybe they head into extra innings, and the game-winning run is wiped off the board. Now let's talk about the science of this play. All right, so let's back it up. So the appeal is granted, they wipe the run off the board, and the game continues. So let's look. Did they get it right, or did the defense's last-ditch effort to wipe the run off the board and continue the game prevail? Okay, so again, we've got bases loaded, less than 2 outs. Fly ball to shallow center field. This should give the umpires a pretty good idea that we're going to have a close play at the plate. And again, they're probably going to appeal that he left early on third base. All right, and again, the ball has not even been caught yet. But situational awareness, as umpires tell us, that in a big situation where the play is probably going to be close, due to this being a relatively shallow fly ball to center field, we can almost guarantee that there's going to be an appeal of R3 leaving early at third base. So again, here we see the ball is secured by the center fielder. R3 is taking off for home. He cuts it loose. We've got a head-first slide into home plate, and seemingly the game is over. So let's take a look. Did he leave early? I think there's pretty good evidence here to give us an answer to that question. Now again, remember that the ball merely needs to touch leather of the glove. The other piece to remember here is it's very likely that everybody in the stadium is watching the ball or the runner, right? They're not watching both. to and including the team on defense. Look at every single player here. We've got this player watching the center fielder, this player watching the center fielder, this player watching the center fielder, R2 watching the center fielder, the right fielder watching the center fielder, the third baseman watching the center fielder, and even R3 is watching the center fielder. Okay, so everybody's seeing the ball. Okay, we've got the umpire obviously watching the center fielder, and R3 somewhere, or U3, excuse me, is over here somewhere. R3 is watching the center fielder. But let's take a look at what the runner does as this play continues. So you can see the ball is now starting to enter the top of the screen, enter from the top of the screen. The ball is right here. Notice that R3's left foot is still on third base. It's still there. It's still on the base. He's not leaving early. Ball's coming down. He's still on third base. He's still on third base. He's still on third base. Ball right now is just above this the net cable here. Now watch R3's body start to move as the ball's coming down. His body's starting to move, but notice his left foot is still on the base. Still on the base, still on the base. Balls has entered the glove or touched leather. He's still on the base as the ball is so far in the glove that the center fielder has closed his glove around the ball. He's still on the base, still on the base, still on the base, still on the base. Now he's pushed off the base, and he's taking off for home. Let's watch that again in real time now. Watch how R3's body starts to move, but his foot is still definitely on the base. At that point, we're probably starting to hear the first base dugout just losing their minds about how R3 left early. All right. So seemingly the game is over. Umpires are starting to leave the field. Catcher. And at this point, the coaches are probably very vocal and very emotional about this play. R3 is home, and unfortunately in this case is called out for leaving early, and it looks as though the game continues. So again, on these types of plays, make it be there. Again, let's take a look. Ball's coming down through the top of the screen. Here it comes. Look at R3's body. It is starting to move, but don't get talked into the fact that he's left early. All right. Notice his left foot is still in contact with the base, even though his body is starting to move. This ball is secured and in the glove, and R3's left foot is still on third base. It's really, really good base running by R3, and it's unfortunate that this was a miss by the crew. I have no doubt that U3 believes what he saw, but make it be there in these umpires. We know this is going to be a close play. If we're gonna call a runner out for leaving early, make sure we have it. I would say this is a pretty close example of that the runner's foot is 100% still on the base by the time the ball touches the center fielder's glove. Let's watch it in real time again. Let's watch the ball come down through. We know that the umpires do not have the benefit of replay, but neither does the defense. All right, they're seeing it in real time too, and they're making an argument that puts them at an advantage. All right. I think what trips umpires up sometimes is that The runner's body does start moving, but he does keep his foot on the base. This is not a left early appeal. This appeal should have been denied. Comment below if you want to discuss this play. Click the like button if you like this video. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel.